Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Soul Illumination Reading for the sign of Libra. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot reading for Soul Illumination. So, hi, everyone, and welcome. This reading is going to be taking a look at what your soul would most like to illuminate for you at this time, Libra. We'll dive a little deeper once we pull out that area of focus. We'll look at a block or a challenge around that area of focus, advice from Spirit as to how to overcome that block or challenge, and then we'll look at a level of abundance or spiritual growth that's waiting to come in for you at this time. So let's jump right in. Now, for anyone who is interested in getting a personal reading, you can find more information about that in the description box below. There is a link to my website. I do in-person readings as well as pre-recorded readings for anyone who's interested. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles, which is your energy, Libra. Not a bad energy to be sitting with, especially with the Ace of Wands being what your soul is highlighting for you at this time. Now, the Three of Pentacles is one where we are getting into a place where we are starting to have a long-term vision for ourselves. This is like laying the blueprints or putting together the plan to build something much bigger. It can also speak to getting into that feeling of collaboration where we're looking for other people to kind of join our team, or for those who have the same vision, a shared vision as we do. It's a very positive, forward-looking energy to be sitting with. Now, the Ace of Wands is the focus of your soul at this time, which is wonderful because this is kind of like getting that spark back into your life. The Ace of Wands really speaks to that rekindling of our soul's internal flame or eternal flame. It speaks to getting, it's like waking up one moment and you have that inspiration. And this could come through a variety of ways, right? We could meet someone who sparks that fire within our soul. We could find a hobby that suddenly opens the doorway to an aspect of the self that we have yet to discover. This can actually be finding out that you're pregnant or that someone in your life is pregnant. There's that feeling of, again, kind of the sparking of new life, whether it's within or whether it's something without. Now we'll dive a little deeper into that area of focus to see what is sparking this new flame or passion or rekindling of that kind of excitement within your life. Now, your main underlying energy is the Emperor. And the Emperor speaks to the energy of Aries, which is your opposing sign on the Zodiac wheel, Libra. So there's a sense here for some of you of maybe getting into the energy. It's almost like learning from your opposite sign, learning how to really sit firmly in your own seat of power. There's a sense of autonomy that comes with the Emperor. And there's a sense as well, Libra, you're a sign that really is ruled by balance. It's ruled by relationships. It's your whole kind of life experience when you have Libra that is strong in your birth chart, or Libra placement strong in your birth chart. There's a sense of always kind of balancing your own wants and desires and hopes and needs with those of others. Those relationships are always going to be very prominent in your life experience. But I get the feeling that for many of you, whatever this new kind of vision for yourself, vision for your future is, combined with this kind of new spark, this fresh kind of reconnection to life again, there's a sense of finally getting to that place of, this is my life, this is what I want more of. Now, underneath that, we have the Six of Wands and we have the Four of Pentacles. So there's been a period here for some of you where you kind of held yourself back, where you either out of necessity, the Four of Pentacles can be where we finally get ourselves back on financial track. We get ourselves maybe debt free. It can be where we finally get to that place where we feel like, okay, I have just enough time to do all the things I want to do in my life experience. But there's also a sense of when we get to that point, we're afraid then, we kind of hold ourselves back. We get to that miserly place of, well, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to have to possibly risk the little bit of security that I have. And there's a sense with the Six of Wands coming in that maybe for some of you, you've either been recognized for getting to that place of stability, getting to that place of Whether you have, again, kind of gotten yourself out of maybe debt, or you've gotten your family to a place of safety and security and equilibrium. But it could also be where for some of you, there's been a cycle of, or maybe you felt like you had to hold yourself back, and you're finally getting to that place of triumphantly coming out of that. I'm going to just peek underneath only because I'm interested. So we have the King of Cups, Scorpionic energy, the energy of emotional maturity, the energy of someone who really dives deep. So for some of you, there could be a sense here of maybe holding back from facing your emotions. There could have been a holding back from maybe even, if this is relationship oriented, kind of getting to that deep place with another individual. There could be a holding back of maybe stepping into that place of emotional maturity. And I think for many of you, there's a sense here of facing that. And with the Six of Wands, there's been a success. There's been recognition. Others are seeing the work you've put in, which is beautiful. So let's jump in here now. And I'm going to pull some additional cards. This is where we're going to look at this Ace of Wands. What is this? Why is your soul highlighting for you the Ace of Wands at this time? Okay, so we have the Three of Cups. We have the Prince of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles in this deck. And then we have the Eight of Cups at the heart of your reading. That's what Spirit's advice is for you. So we'll go into this as soon as I pull out the additional cards here. So the Three of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. This can very clearly, Three of Cups is the energy of community, support. This can be celebrations even. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, that is the energy of Virgo. Now, for some of you, this could be Three of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. There could be something here around a third party in your life kind of coming into the scene. It doesn't have to mean specifically that this is someone coming in to cheat or to have, that kind of third party situation in a romantic interest. This can actually be where there is someone in your life who is kind of injecting themselves or interjecting themselves into your life experience. This could be a meddling parent. This could be a friend who constantly wants to come in and judge your choices. And there's a sense here, this can even sometimes, Three of Cups can represent possibly drinking too much as well. But there's something here with the Virgo energy. And the Virgo energy, especially with the Knight of Pentacles, can really speak to having a discerning eye. It can speak to really taking a look at that plan. The Knight of Pentacles is the perfect person to almost become the advisor or to step into that energy for the person who is in the Three of Pentacles energy, which is you, Libra. There's that sense of saying, okay, this is what I want to build. And really getting to that place with the Knight of Pentacle energy to say, okay, what's the plan? What's the step-by-step plan that I need to enact to get there? Now, the Three of Cups somehow is your main challenge, whether this is you don't feel like you have community or support, and there's that sense of, I don't have that emotional support to help me further this plan. This could be where for some of you, you might feel like you're kind of on the outside looking in. It can also be where for some of you, you might be imbibing too much. There could be a sense of losing yourself in an addictive quality in your life experience. It can also be where there again is somebody meddling in between the vision you have for yourself and the plan, and there's a third party coming in the middle of that. Now with the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Cups is the energy of evaluating your life on an emotional level and preparing yourself to walk away from what at one time had maybe been emotionally supportive, or what you have invested a lot of emotional energy into, and at which time it no longer emotionally supports you. And so you must kind of cut your losses and walk away. Now, this could be like for some of you, this could be discovering if there's a third party situation, realizing, this marriage isn't going to work. Or if this is, let's say, a meddling parent who's always kind of has their nose in your business, to say, you know what? mom or dad or mother-in-law or father-in-law or whoever it is, my plan is this, and I need to walk away from this relationship at this time. This can be where maybe you put a lot of time and effort into a work environment, or maybe getting to a certain level within your career field or career path, and realizing, the future vision for myself doesn't involve, this place of work anymore. Maybe there's a sense that somebody in your work life, this could even be your work life, is the third party situation, if it's getting in between you and the future vision for yourself. This could be like the future vision for yourself is the home, the family, and being able to maybe travel freely, and yet you're currently working in a environment that is taking up 100% of your time. And every time you try to maybe take time off to be with your family, the work environment steps in and says, nope, you're on call, or nope, you have to come in, or something along those lines. So there's a sense here, especially with the Eight of Cups coming in, we're looking at this from a emotional standpoint. And sometimes, Libra, that can be hard for you to do as an air sign, especially as a cardinal air sign. So you are really in the mind. You are definitely in a place of communication and analyzing and discerning at all times. But there's a sense here that there's something that needs to be addressed emotionally. So there's something with the Three of Cups, something that's coming in and blocking your ability to really enact this beautiful long-term plan that is being sparked by this new inspiration, whether this is you having a child and you're like, oh my gosh, my new inspiration is now I want to focus on family over my work life. Or this could be suddenly, again, like you could have picked up a hobby and you realize, oh my gosh, I don't want to work so many hours. This is opening me up to a whole new aspect of my life where I get to hang out with people that I'm excited about, and I get to challenge myself physically. There could be something like that. But then on the emotional level, in comes your work to be the Debbie Downer. Or on an emotional level, in comes that meddling parent. Or in comes, you name it. It could be anything, in comes that bad habit that you have of, overindulging in something, and suddenly your goal to run a marathon and to maybe run all over the world is, kind of hitting that breaker point. So the Eight of Cups is saying it's time to walk away from those things that don't emotionally fulfill you, or that on an emotional level are actually blocking you from being able to, in the physical, enact real world plans to build the life that you're seeking. Now, on the other side of that, we have the Prince of Wands, which is beautiful. This is what's looking to come in for you at this time. Now, the Prince of Wands is the Knight of Wands. This is the perfect energy to come in right now for you, Libra, because it's the energy of Sagittarius, and we are actually in the Sagittarian or the Sagittarius season. It'll be through about the 21st, 22nd of next month of December. So there's a sense here with the Knight of Wands coming in of freedom. The Knight of Wands picks up his wand and he gets on his horse and he's ready to go out there and do what feels good. There's a sense of true liberation coming for you, Libra. I love this. It's that fire, and that fire is starting to there's almost like a sense of kindling, where you're starting to feed the fire. The Prince of Wands feeds the fire. So let's see. Let's get your final card out, and then we'll pull some clarifiers. What's the final card here for Libra? I feel like this reading is very clear, where I've had some readings for other signs that have kind of been, it's like trying to get the words out have been very difficult. I feel like yours, Libra, is a very clear-cut case here. So we have Seven of Wands and we have the Two of Swords. Now, the Seven of Wands is the energy of defending your position. Defending, and I get for many of you, it's almost like defending this new spark, this new flame that's starting to burn within your soul. And the Two of Swords, there's a sense here for some of you of should I or shouldn't I? There's a lack of, clear decision of, I want to be free. I want to take this new, I want to add kindling to the fire. I want to see what I can do with this. I want to see what else. It's almost like opening the door to what else is out there for you. And yet with the Two of Swords, there's a sense of indecision. Now, it's interesting because the Two of Swords is Libra it's the moon in Libra. So that's what is associated with this Two of Swords card in the tarot. So for many of you, this is really just highlighting an indecision, an indecisive quality within yourself, meaning that because you can't see 100% clearly, or there's a sense of, all the facts aren't quite there, that you're maybe afraid to commit to this, and yet there's this feeling, there's this freedom bubbling up within you. There's this sense of that fire burning, and it's almost like you can't ignore the fire anymore. Now, as your secondary underlying energy, we have the Two of Cups, which is beautiful. This is equal partnership. These are two people coming together, cup to cup. And there's a sense of vulnerability here, of leaning on the other person, and the person can lean on you, sharing of yourself emotionally. So there's a sense, I think, for many of you, of really looking at where those relationships are. This is almost like here you are with the other person without the third party coming into the mix, which could be even an addiction. This could be where you're, overindulging in drink. This could be where you are even, sometimes it could be something like you're overworking out even, or it could be overworking, and that's getting in between you and a significant other, or it's going to be you connecting just with other people. Like that. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could just be friendships as well. But there's a sense of looking into whatever this third party is for you, whether it's work, whether it's a bad habit, whether it's an actual person, and kind of taking out that middleman on an emotional level so that you can just simply focus on the one-to-one connection with either another person in your life that's important, or starting to do that just with other people, starting to grow your friendships and community. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and pull some clarifiers here for you guys. So let's go ahead here, Libra, and see what's coming in. So Three of Cups, we have the Ten of Coins. There's a sense of possibly legacy, home, wealth coming through here. But it could be something where your Ten of Pentacles and this third-party energy is hanging in the balance. So I'll get a little more into that after I pull a couple more cards here. Ten of Pentacles can speak in a larger sense. Yeah. Oh, and here we go again. Knight of Coins. So here's the Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. It's coming together with someone in your life to have that long-term vision for the Ten of Coins for yourself. And there's something coming into the middle of that. Now, again, I get the sense for some of you, this could be a Virgo in your life. This could be a reconnection to a Virgo and a plan that you have together to build something. But this could also just be, again, you intimately connecting one-on-one with another individual to have this long-term plan for future abundance, that legacy, that home, family, wealth, all of that. And there's a sense, again, of something kind of coming in between you and this other person and that long-term plan. So let's go ahead now. Okay, so for the Knight of Pentacles here, we have the Six of Swords. There's a sense of moving on. So for some of you, this could be an individual that you're choosing to move on from. Again, could be Virgo energy, or someone who is very deliberate and plan-oriented, meaning this could be, another earth sign, possibly a Taurus or Capricorn as well. But I'm getting the feeling more than anything, it's moving on. Yeah, and here's the defending, the Seven of Wands coming in here again. There's a defending of moving on from something, whether it's from a person or whether it's a plan. There may be a change in that plan. So there could have been this long-term vision for yourself, and something has come in to disrupt that. And now that disruption could be this new spark. The disruption could be, again, the Three of Pentacles, wanting to kind of go back to the original blueprints and change something. You might have a different vision for yourself now, that future self. But there is a sense here of wanting to defend moving on. And this could, again, be moving on from that whoever has kind of the third party situation coming in here, whoever that is. or whatever that is. Okay, so for the Eight of Cups, we have the Hanged Man and Temperance. Yeah, for many of you, you're seeing something you've invested a lot of time and energy into in a new way. You're finally seeing that it does no longer support you. You know, again, this could be like looking at that job that you've spent so many hours getting to a certain level within, and you're realizing, oh my gosh, this, with Temperance coming in with this, you're realizing that there's been something that's maybe been missing, something that's out of balance. Temperance is a card, obviously, of moderation. It's a card of bringing two parts of yourself into alignment in a way maybe that you've never had before. This can be where you're bringing maybe your emotions into the equation where you've never done that before. Maybe you've kind of hidden from really admitting what you feel and having that level of connection. But I think for many of you, Temperance also comes up for me when there's divine timing, when it's like, okay, it's time to finally walk away from that. Like you have that realization with the Hanged Man. Spirit finally says, like, open your eyes, time to take a look at what it's time to walk away from. And also where in your life you could benefit from being a little more moderate or temperate in your experience. Okay. Let's see here. So for the Knight of Wands, we have the Ace of Coins and the Ten of Wands. I love it. There's a fresh start and a putting down of a long carried burden. Yeah, you're ready to be free. The Knight of Wands gets on the back of his horse with the Ace of Wands, with one wand. He doesn't try to precariously, like this individual here, continue to carry this burden, this whatever that represents for you, this load. And he doesn't try to get up on his horse and put all of that on the horse, because he wants to gallop. He wants to freely be able to go kind of wherever his whim takes him. And with the Ace of Pentacles, there's that new start. There's that little seed of something. It's almost like getting a chance to lay that foundation. It's like getting a little bit of money maybe to start the traveling around the world. It's the getting that little, maybe you and your significant other put money down on a house and you're like, okay, I do want to have that home and family, and I do want to start maybe working less. So I'm going to start putting down that burden at work. I'm going to say no to working overtime, or I'm going to put up that boundary. And I'm going to start fresh by focusing on what lights my fire now, which is my family. Now, it could be the opposite. This could be where you're choosing to walk away from a relationship you've been in for some time. And there's that sense of, maybe somebody did come in the middle of that, or something came in the middle of that. And there's this realization of, oh my gosh, I don't have to carry the burden of this relationship any longer. And it's time for me to be free of that. But again, keep in mind, we're really looking at whatever is coming in on an emotional level to block you from intimate, equal, kind of heart-to-heart relationships in your life. And what's also been preventing you from feeling very free as well. What is that burden? And what is the spark that's really, I think, illuminating what this burden is and where it's time to put it down? Now, with the Seven of Wands and the Two of Swords, here comes the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles can be seen as the nurturing mother. This is dedicated focus. This is someone who is taking the universe up on the offer of this pentacle, of the Ace of Pentacles, and saying, I'm going to sit here and focus on this pentacle. I'm going to be grateful for this new opportunity, and I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in it to nurture this seed, this opportunity into what it will grow into. And I think for many of you, there's a sense here of, possibly for some of you, if you have become a new parent, there's a sense of really, I think, defending your decision maybe to focus on your child or your home and your family. But there could also be something here where with the Four of Cups coming in, I think there's a realization of where this spark and this new opportunity and this sense of being able to put down a burden long carried, there's a realization as to where you've not felt emotionally connected in your life for some time. And it could be because, becoming a parent has changed everything for you. And you realize, oh my gosh, I was totally emotionally disconnected from my life experience until I became a parent. It could be where you might be realizing in a relationship with a parent where maybe there's been a level of emotional disconnection, where you haven't been honoring your cup, meaning your emotions, your feelings, and maybe you've been so focused on others or that third party coming into the mix, and you're realizing, I'm not even a part of that. If I walked away from my job tomorrow where I've been investing so much time and energy, yeah, maybe they'd be like, oh, bummer, we have to hire somebody new, but it's not going to be something where it's my true support and community. They're not going to sit there and, we won't have a relationship beyond this point. And so there's a sense here, I think, for many of you of kind of realizing where that level of disconnection has been in your life for some time. Now it could, again, there's a sense here of really true freedom and liberation coming in for you, a fresh start to put down a burden, and a way to identify where there's been kind of a third party energy in your life blocking you from achieving a long-term plan for yourself. And there's a sense now where it's time to finally, on an emotional level, walk away from that and defend your position to really take the universe up on this fresh start. Okay, bottom of the deck, we have Justice. There's your card, Libra. So yes, there's a lot of your own energy here in this reading. Justice is the major rebalancing of the scales within your life. I think justice can also be the making or breaking of a contract. So this could be where some of you are thinking about, if we're thinking about walking away from something, this could be walking away from a long-term relationship. If you're married, this could be divorce. For some of you, it could be the reverse. This could actually be where you are finally taking the universe up on committing to somebody, and you're putting down the burden of a past failed relationship that maybe has been getting in between you and another individual in your life. This could be where you are finally walking away from that long-term commitment to a work environment. And you're saying, I'm going to have to, find a job that doesn't work me to death anymore, whatever it is. But there is that sense here with justice. If there is the making or a breaking of a contract, it is to bring something to true divine balance within your life, so that wherever there has been a level of, again, a lack of freedom and this burden that you feel like that's weighed the scale down on one side is going to be released, so things can be evened out here. Great energy. Positive reading, Libra. I know it's probably felt difficult, and for those of you who are going through a third-party situation or are just realizing now that there is something in your life that you consider a third party, meaning a meddling parent, a work environment, or a bad habit, there's definitely a chance here to I think, finally overcome that. And there's a fresh start waiting for you with a lot of excitement, Ace of Wands, and a positive outlook here in the physical with the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pull a final card here, and we will go ahead and read the excerpt in the book to get a final message for you here, Libra. Let's see. Man, your card does not want to come out. What does Libra need to know as their final energy here? Oh, I like it. Karmic clearing, number 5. 5 is the number of change. It can sometimes be the number of chaos, but I always look at it as change and growth through change. So let's see here. Okay, karmic clearing. It says, you are fast outgrowing a level of consciousness to which are attached particular wounds, issues, and struggles. As you outgrow that consciousness, these issues will release their grip on you. You are receiving divine notice that karmic clearing is taking place through a combination of your own efforts and spiritual grace from the heart of the divine. It is time for an old wound to be released once and for all. Karma is not punishment. Karma is essentially our soul's lesson plan for this lifetime, carried over from past lifetimes. It is the way we grow and develop as a soul, sometimes through challenges and sometimes through blessings. Our positive karma is seen in the skills and talents we have mastered over many lifetimes. Also, when opportunities flow easily and healing happens swiftly, there is a sense of positive karma, as easy grace that effortlessly takes place in your life. This is what happens when we are clear enough of our own past pain to have little resistance between us and the natural flow of life. More challenging karma is revealed in the lessons we are still learning. These usually appear in the guise of painful circumstances or reactions that repeat themselves in our lives. The stronger the soul, the more challenging the lesson it is willing to master this lifetime. As with any education, the higher the level of training, the more demanding the work. When you are working through big challenges, it is often a sign that you are on an advanced spiritual path. Must you always have struggle in your life as an advanced soul? Of course not. As you master your lessons, you will find you develop an ability to live your life more peacefully. However, it would be incorrect to interpret a struggle as a sign that you are not progressing spiritually. Sometimes the more painful a struggle has been, the more difficult it can be to release that pain and associated memories or scars. The spiritual worlds know you are in need of divine intervention to help clear a pattern that was once painfully lodged in your body, mind, and soul. Enough of the struggle. Divine love now offers healing and freedom. We clear karma by learning to trust and relax, by choosing not to punish ourselves with shame, guilt, fear, or unworthiness, by continuing to balance our efforts with a surrender into divine grace. We take responsibility for our own healing, doing all that we can, and trusting that the universe will lovingly and effectively handle everything else so that we can progress and succeed. If you have been struggling with a long-term issue, this oracle card comes as a particular sign that the universe wants to step in and assist you. Repeat the invocation below for at least 6 days and nights. Invite this healing blessing of karmic clearing through love into your life now. I'm not going to read that just because I feel like we can all invite that into our life just through simply keeping it in our awareness. So really, keep that in your awareness, Libra, as you move through the next few weeks. To really, whether you pray, whether you just meditate, or whether you build a mantra into your experience, there's a sense here of just kind of allowing things to move, being prepared to walk away from what no longer serves, or whatever this third-party situation is for yourself, this emotional block, and to allow yourself, as you go through each day, to say whatever this burden is that you've long carried that has prevented you from feeling free, to really say to the universe, you're ready for it to be cleared. You're ready to be free. And sometimes that can be scary, right? Where maybe we've been so structured in our life experience, or we've been so focused in one area, and suddenly now it's somebody just comes. It's almost like you've been carrying around a backpack that has 200 pounds of lead weights in there, and you get used to just having to bear that weight. Every time you stand up, it's like, ugh, and every time you walk, you're like, yeah, I can't really walk too far because of how much weight I'm carrying. And people are like, okay, that's fine. So you get used to like, I can only walk 20 feet. And then I have to sit down and do something, and suddenly somebody just comes off one day and just says, well, here, I'm going to take this off your back. And you're like, well, shoot, I've gotten so used to my world got really, there's a sense of like realizing how small your world got, Libra, to realize I've only been walking 20 feet from kind of the center of my life. And it's like waking up and realizing there's a whole wide world out there for you, and it doesn't end at your doorstep. There's a sense of that it goes so much further than that. So that's kind of like a final message that came through clearly, and I hope it resonates with some of you. I also hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, Libra. If again you'd like to book a personal reading, or you can take a look at what your soul would most like to illuminate for you at this time to help provide clarity and illumination into an area of darkness, or just an area that has a lack of clarity, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website to see the services that I offer. Otherwise, I will see you all in your next illumination reading. Bye, Libra.